Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's John, and I'm looking for water. Welcome to Green Hell. I wanted to share with you today a few tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way, so I went ahead and started a brand new playthrough on Welcome to the Jungle difficulty. I figured this is probably a pretty common difficulty that people will start on. I know this is where I started when I was first looking at the game, and this game is super intimidating, especially when they just drop you in the middle of nowhere if you don't take the tutorial, like I didn't take the tutorial because I wanted to get into survival. So I wanted to just get into it and learn everything on my own. And that proved to be pretty difficult. So I wanted to share some things that I've learned. And the first thing that I do when I spawn in is look for a big stone. And I looked around that kind of big rock formation over there. Anything like that nearby is where I start my search. I try not to wander too far away from where I spawned in. I kind of feel, and I don't know this to be accurate or not, but it's how I feel, so I'm going with it. But there's kind of a safe circle around your spawn area when you first log in. I've never been attacked by a cat or a tribesman very early in the game, as long as I didn't wander too far. Now, if I keep going, then it's very possible I'm going to run into a cat or something else that's going to kill me. So I don't want to go too far, but I do want to look around these rock formations and water to try and find a big stone. You can also find them up against like mountain faces and stuff like that, but typically I find them in areas just like this. Green Hell has been known to be pretty stingy with the rocks from time to time. So let's go up here. So along the way, I'm also just grabbing stuff that I come across, right? So I don't need carbs right now, but I'm going to grab these bananas because I'm going to need them sooner or later. So for me, moving around in Green Hell is a secret. You can stay in one place and live for a long time when you find the right place to do that. But at first, you want to kind of wander around and get what you need. Now, if you come across like a cave or a shelter or something that's, set up for you, that can help you early on, by all means, take advantage of that. I know I will in this playthrough. There are a few key locations that I go to right off the bat, but that's just because I have experience with it. I'll probably end up going there and showing you where that's at. But any type of shelter, will work, especially early game, early days. Man, still haven't found a big stone. This looks promising over here. So here's a cave, right? You want to watch out in the water, right? There's stingrays. So just take a peek before you jump in. Make sure you're not going to land on a stingray. And as you enter caves, you're going to find these scorpions, right? They're bad news. They're going to poison you. And I don't usually find big stones in caves. You can, for sure. But that's not typically where I go to look, and I don't want to mess around with that scorpion. So we're going to keep on searching outside this cave. Get around there, get up there. Another thing that you probably should know is if you hit R1, you'll bring up your watch. And I'm playing on PS4, so I'm not exactly sure what the controls are on Xbox, but I'm sure you'll figure it out, right? So R1 bumper, it's probably the same on Xbox. Will bring up your watch. Now, the first screen you're looking at is your stats, right? So your red is your protein, your yellow is your carbs, your green is your fats, and your blue is your water. And all those things directly affect your energy level and your health. So if you're low on any one of those items, you could be getting tired really fast. You could be losing health potentially, and definitely not regaining health if you're suffering from really low stats. Still no big stone. Come on. Now, if you press right or left on the D-pad, you'll switch your watch and you get your coordinates, right? So you get your compass and your coordinates. You know where you're at in the jungle. Eventually, you're going to come across a map. Hopefully, you're going to find the map. And then you'll be able to utilize the map to see where your coordinates are. And it's pretty handy map. It's actually a good system. I like what Creepy Jar did with it. There's some fats over here. These nuts right here, you can take these. These give you fats. And they fall from these little trees right there. These guys, right? And so I don't cut those down when I see those because I want the fats to keep falling from them. And it's not 100% of the time. It's kind of a chance, like most things in this game. There's a chance for those nuts to spawn. Next, you have your time on your watch. So if you hit over on the D-pad again, you'll see what time it is and the date, and then back to your stats again. So your watch is very, very handy. We're going to find this big stone sooner or later. Maybe we got to check up here. You also want to be looking for sticks. And I have not been looking for sticks, so I gotta keep one eye on the ground here. Grab some more rope. Oh, grab my first rope. Gosh, I haven't even grabbed any rope. That's easy to come by. So these trees right here, right, these big ones with the ivy on it, this is where rope grows. It's either 4 or 3 that'll grow on these trees right here. You can also find rope on these smaller trees here, but you have to cut those down in order to get the rope. But you can also find rope on any tree with the ivy on it, as well as the really, really big trees. You can also find rope hiding in there. Let's go over here. Nothing yet. So this is a lily plant right here, and this is also something that I would take along. This is great to combine with bandages. It's going to help with different wounds that you get. If I had an axe or a knife, I would take that with me, but I got none of that, so it's staying. And that's why a big stone is so important, right? You're going to be able to craft up a blade from that you can use to cut stuff down. You're going to craft up axes, right? All these different weapons and tools all start with a big stone. And so it's easy to say, if you find a big stone, you beat the game, right? That's the first step. You got this. That's all you really need to succeed. Now these dead carcasses right here, you may have noticed I just picked up some maggots and a bone. Oh, we got leeches. So that magnifying glass in the bottom left-hand corner, that tells me there's something wrong. So I can access my menu, go to the inspect magnifying glass there, and I can twist my arms around looking for the leeches. There they are. So now you got to pick these off. If you don't pick them off, you're just going to start losing sanity, right? And eventually you're going to go crazy, and that's never a good time. But from this carcass right here, I picked up maggots and I picked up a bone. The maggots are good for any wounds you get that become infected. So if you have an infection, you need to add maggots to that wound. Now this is another one that I would take right here. This tobacco plant, this pink and white flower right here, this is great for poison. So if I would have gotten stung by that scorpion or I get tagged by a snake, you're going to want that tobacco plant to heal that poison. We need to find a big stone. Alright, I'm going to have to wander out further, a little further away from my spawn point, I guess. We'll come down here in the water. I'm trying to look for a landmark that I know, so I know where I'm at. Look for stingrays. You might also come across these guys right here, bird's nests. You have a chance for feathers in there, like that. You also have a chance for eggs. And then the bird's nest can be used as tinder for a fire. Okay, I think I know where I'm at. So that should be east, right? So I want to go south, really, is where I want to go. Wood resin, you can grab that too. It's great for torches. But that's really all that I know it's used for, is torches. Gosh, there are so many footsteps. It even freaks me out still. You never know what's coming around the corner. Could be a cat, could be a tribesman. Now these big trees right here, you also can find rope on these, but they're also a good source for Brazil nuts. This is where Brazil nuts come from, and the blue mushrooms. So these big trees are always a good stop along your way. Look for those Brazil nuts. They're a great source of fats, and the blue mushrooms do a couple different things for us. We'll go over those when we find them. Oh, it's starting to rain? That's alright. Rain doesn't bother me none. So now we're getting into dangerous territory, but I want to start heading towards where I want to make my base. So this is a good start. You can also find small stones, and these can be crafted into a blade. So at least we can get started. So if you open up your backpack, expand that, go to craft, it's going to add that, add the next one. So 2 small stones make you a stone blade. Now we can use this to cut down plants, cut down trees, all that good stuff. And you'll see it adds it right to your backpack. Now a lot of people don't realize at first, but you have an extra spot up here just for a blade. So no other weapon can go in this spot up here except for a blade. And then now it doesn't even count as like your 1, 2, 3, 4 as you shuffle through your items, right? But now I can't access it. So I can only really use my blade at that point to harvest an animal. So if you want to use it, you actually have to put it back in your backpack, and now it'll become a weapon that you can swing. Alright. Big stone. Oh, I see one. Perfect. And we already got a stone blade, so that's good, but I'm going to need more, right? So once you find the big stone, I just expand and I harvest that right away. You can also pick it up and carry it around if you like. But now we have the beginning to everything we need. I still haven't found a stick. There's one. I've probably passed a dozen of them, not paying attention. Now that I have the stones, I'm going to expand that, craft that, along with a stone here. And I think it's just one rope. Or I can actually just craft that, a stone axe. And if I add a rope and maybe one other stone, let's see. Yeah. So 2 stones, a stick, and a rope is an axe. So not only do we have an axe, but we got a knife. I do need a knife, but I'm going to craft up, well, we got to find more stones. I take that back. Next thing I want to do is get a weapon going, right? So now that I have an axe, I need to cut down a tree. And I'm looking for, at first, this small skinny tree. This is going to produce some long sticks, and that's what we need for a bow. That's what we need for spears. So I'm going to cut those down first. Now, right off the bat, do I risk it? Let me look around here for more stones before I make that call. I guess I don't really need the knife yet because I'm not harvesting anything. So we're going to expand this long stick and craft it. And we're going to take our stone blade and another piece of rope, and we're going to make our stone spear. You can also make a spear just out of a long stick by itself, make a weak spear. But again, for me, I mean, it's dealer's choice, right? So whatever you want to do. But I'll craft this one too. So just a simple long stick, and we have now 2 spears. 1 stone, 1 weak. So this one's definitely going to be better against cats, right, if they're attacking you. And you got to hit them up close. It's going to get more damage, maybe get them to run away sooner. So it's a good thing to have that stone spear. We're not going to waste this one. We'll still utilize it for now, especially since I don't have any other rocks. More mushrooms, so we'll grab these. As a matter of fact, I might as well just eat these right off the bat here. Nice, and you can see that gave me 5 carbohydrates and 2 energy. So those are good little mushrooms to find and come across. All right, so here's another stick. So we found this little passageway right here, and so this is taking me out of like this area. This is what I call the center area of the starter map. Oh, orange mushrooms. Orange mushrooms are a great thing to have and take. They will give you carbohydrates, but they'll also take away parasites. So if you get parasites from eating or being dirty, then the orange mushrooms will cure that, along with some other things that we'll cover later, hopefully. Another big stone, so let's harvest this up. Some more small stones. We're going to go through here because I want to make my way west and then south is where I'm going. Let's take these mushrooms. Take them for the road. How are my stats doing? So my stats still look beautiful. And I am playing on Welcome to the Jungle, so the stat depletion is very low on this difficulty level. Way more so than, what's it called? Green Hell or King of the Jungle. More orange mushrooms. It doesn't hurt to take it, right? So if you come across it, you can always dump them later if they go bad. But it absolutely does not hurt to take them. Now on this fork in the road right here, you could either go northwest or southwest. Northwest is going to take you to my favorite building spot, which is the fishing camp. And southwest is going to take us to a better spot, I think, for long-term survival, really, and a cool outpost. So we're going to head this way, down and around. I think this is the right way. Who knows? If not, that's all right. Another stone, and that's probably good. I'll grab that one too because I'm a bit of a hoarder, and why not? But now I'm no longer worried about stones. I have enough, so I don't need to keep collecting a bunch, carrying them around. Yeah, I think this is where I want to go. Cross this river and up this bridge right here. Still heading in a west direction, but I need to go south. Maybe I need to follow this river. Ooh, decisions. No, this is where I want to be. So this is a good indication that you're in the right spot. These cocoa plants, these little trees right here, these are cocoa plants. And what we're coming up on is the drug lab. Now over here, there are some dangers, right? You can get tribesmen. There's a snake that lives in this cocoa patch somewhere as well. And I'm not crazy, right? I'm by the drug lab. Kind of seem close, but I've never seen another cocoa patch like this anywhere else. Interesting. Well, I don't think we're there yet, but that's a good indication that hopefully we're getting close. So heading west, I'm going to kind of scoot around here and then keep making myself, taking myself in a southwest direction. You can harvest these birds as you come across it. It's a good source of meat, some macaw meat there, or parrot meat. Yeah, macaw meat. And you'll get some feathers out of it, which we'll need feathers to craft up a bow. Which, on that note, let's do that. Oh, I hear a cat. There he is. Always go for the headshot. Dead. That was lucky. I'm not going to lie. That could have gone very, very poorly. But if you kind of listen for that growl, you're being stalked, right? I don't think I've ever tried to run away. I've always tried to fight, or he's already chasing me and caught me. But so I don't know if you can run away at a certain point and they won't chase you or not. But I do know that you can, if they get too close, you can just stab them. And after they get injured enough, they will run away themselves. Now we are going to craft up a stone blade here again because I want to take this meat, right? So this cat is now my dinner. Take these stones. Let's craft up 2 of these. And we'll make another stone blade. So you need a blade to harvest. Now that we have that, you'll get the option to harvest this up. From this, we're going to get some bones and some meat. But we're also going to get dirty. So anytime you harvest anything or you're playing in the mud, you're going to get dirty. So you'll see that down the bottom left-hand corner. I got 3 stacks of dirt. The rain will take care of that. You can also wash yourself off in any bodies of water you find. You want to make sure you're clean before you eat, or you'll get parasites. Or let me repeat that. Rephrase that. There's a chance you'll get parasites. No guarantee. So I got some rope. I want to cut down another tree. Let's cut down this big guy right here. These big trees you can cut down will give you 2 logs and 2 long sticks and a bunch of regular sticks and small sticks. So now you can chop that down. In PC, you can also chop down palm trees. Not on console. You can also chop these down on PC, but not on console. Once we get the build update, then we'll be able to chop those down as well. So these logs right here are used for building, but you can also break them apart and get 2 long sticks, or you can expand it, harvest it, and get some regular sticks. I think it's 6. Yeah, 6 sticks. So either way, but there's good things you can get out of it. Now we'll expand this long stick here, craft it, throw a rope on there, and now we have our bow. We don't have room for it because we got to move our blades. Well, now we'll move our blade up there and we'll have enough room for our bow. So now we have a pretty good loadout. We don't have any arrows yet, but let's take care of that. So for an arrow, you're going to need small sticks and 2 feathers. So you can get small sticks by harvesting up the regular sticks, or you'll also just find small sticks on the ground. There we go. That's 8. You get 2 small sticks for every 1 stick. We're going here, and we have 13 feathers, so that's pretty good. We should get 6 arrows. Craft that. 1 more. Grab 1 stick, and then if you hit down on R3 bumper, you'll see that number change. And now I'm going to craft up 6, which is the max amount that I have in my backpack, the max amount of parts needed. And then R1 to craft, and I'll craft up all 6. Dude, now we're dangerous. We got our spear, and we got our bow and arrow. So we're looking great. What time is it? It's 17:24, so it's getting late in the day, and we need to keep heading southwest. And I never can memorize the coordinates. I just remember landmarks and really kind of general directions. I think this water is a good sign. Hey, there's a turtle right here. So turtles, right? That's a great bowl. So if you come up to your turtle, attack it, as long as you have a blade, then you'll be able to harvest it. And from this, you're going to get turtle meat, and you're going to get the turtle shell. Turtle shell is way better than the coconut shell for collecting water or making soups, just because it holds more. That's the only reason it's better, right? They both do the same job, just one holds more than the other. So I think the coconut bowl is 10 and the turtle shell is 25. So now I'm overweight, right? I'm encumbered here, so I'm going to drop some stuff or eat some stuff. First thing I'll do is probably just eat some of these bananas because I got so many of them. Might as well. Doesn't hurt. We'll eat those. We'll eat that. How are my stats even looking? Stats are still looking pretty good. I need protein and a little bit of water, but that's it. So now I'm underweight. That's good enough. Whoa. So that's an anthill. So you'll walk into a lot of those if you're anything like me. And I got a little rash from it, right? So I got a new notebook entry, rash up there. I don't do anything with it. I think you can put a bandage on it. It just heals itself. Same thing with bee stings. So this road right here, this is a great indication that you're going the right way. So now I definitely want to take this, and I always lose the road, but hopefully it'll show itself again. But I want to take this southwest, keep following that road. Here's a dead carcass right here. This is another great find. So maggots, we're going to need those. Let's take the maggots. Let's take the bone. Maggots are great if you get an infection. So if you have a wound, it gets infected, you're going to want to add maggots to that wound to help heal it. And then the bone, we're going to need later on. We can do a couple things with the bone. So this is tobacco right here, and this is another item that you can combine with a bandage. And that's something that I probably should have done a long time ago, is look for molinaria, which are these yellow flowers that you make bandages out of. Actually, I've been rolling the dice walking around the jungle with no bandages. That's pretty risky. All right, I'm overweight again by just 0.9. I'm going to drop this stack of bones here. Those can stay. That'll put me underweight. Hopefully I can get to where I need to go. It's getting dark. Bird's nest, right? You'll also find them in these logs. There's an egg. There's a bird's nest. No feather. Beautiful. So now we got meat, we got eggs. Oh, it's a great day. Which way do I go? I lost the road. Is it this way? Oh, molinaria. So this plant here with the yellow flowers, this is what you need to craft up a bandage. And I'll show you that here.
Stupid piece of shit.
So my axe just broke. But these molinaria leaves, expand those, craft those, and I'll just do 2 of those. So we'll craft up 2 bandages. If you harvest the molinaria leaf, you'll actually get fiber. So you can get fiber to use as tinder, and that gets added down here. So you have fiber, you have bird's nest, and fiber is used for a couple different things these days, especially on PC for crafting. Not so much on console that I'm aware of. Hey, the road. Keep going this way. Also, what I wanted to do is I wanted to craft up a tobacco bandage. So we have these 2 tobacco bandages here. I'm going to expand and craft. I just want to craft one for now, because I want to have a regular leaf bandage available, because it won't let you put every type of bandage on every type of wound. So if I get a wound that the tobacco won't heal, it won't go on there. We got to be getting close. Which way am I going? Now I'm going southeast. Okay, so I was a little... Oh, more molinaria. Grab that too. Now, I don't have an axe, but do I have enough to craft it? I do. We'll craft that. 1 more of those. A rope. And a stick. Beautiful. Alright, and I just noticed, I don't know how long those have been there, I got parasites. So probably from eating those bananas earlier while dirty. These orange mushrooms right here, eat those and it'll take away your parasites. So no need to worry. They're easy to get rid of. The jungle is plentiful. It will provide. Here's some more good indications that we're on the way to the drug lab. Got some trash right there. But as I was saying, right, if you just keep moving, you're going to find everything you need in the jungle to heal your wounds, to keep you fed, keep you sane. There it is. You can see it just in the distance. The drug lab. Anything else along the way here? Nothing. Alright. Well, I'll grab this stick too. We made it to the drug lab. Now, the reason I think this is the best place to go first, right? The very first place to go, twofold. You're going to learn this watering collector recipe right here, right? This is at the drug lab. This is where you can add a turtle shell, a coconut bowl, or a pot to the bottom of that, and it'll collect that water for you. But also, you find the pot, you find this wooden spoon that may or may not have a purpose in the game. I don't take it because I haven't figured it out. You find this map, which is huge, and you're also going to find, oh, don't throw that, some charcoal in this fire. Right? Charcoal is great. If you get food poisoning, charcoal will heal your food poisoning if you eat it. Now we're going to take a little tour of the camp here, see if there's any goodies. There's a couple spawn points in here. It's a chance to spawn for some man-made weapons. Or, well, man-made? No. Store-bought weapons, I guess. You can open up the microwave. There's nothing in here. This is one of the snowman locations right here for an achievement that you can get. There's 3 of those locations throughout. You'll find some empty cans that you don't need right now. Empty cans are going to be used for forging to make melt down into iron, and then you can use the iron for different things. But you'll find this bag. You'll find some orange juice, candy bar. Where's that at? Right there. And I am so overweight here. All right, so I got leeches. Let's get rid of those. There's also a knife here, this bone knife. So if you don't have a blade, and actually what I want to do is probably leave that there, craft up a new stone spear, come back for that blade, because why not? It's free. Now I'm way overweight, and we need to get some rest, but we need to start a fire, right? Survival. You need to find shelter, you need to find water, you need to find food, and with food you need to cook it. Everything is better. Well, that's a strong word. Let me back up. I can't say that everything is better, but most things are better after cooking it, especially making a soup out of it. But let's build a fire first. So open up your notebook. You're going to find your different recipes. So right here at the top left, this is all the stuff that I've discovered so far that I can make. And we're going to need a hand drill to start a fire. So that's going to take a stick or a plank and small stick. Right? So just a stick? That doesn't make sense. I think it's a plank and a small stick. So you can get planks by harvesting up those logs that I showed you earlier, or if you break them down for the long sticks, it'll also produce 1 plank. We'll craft that up, we'll throw a small stick on there, and now we have a hand drill. Boom, we're ready to start a fire, but now we just got to build it. So as we come down, the second tab down, you can learn about the different plants that you've discovered. Next is health and different side effects that you've gotten so far and how to treat them. This will continue to grow as you continue to hurt yourself. And then you have your building options, different stuff you can create. We want to do a fire. So I'm going to start this small fire here. I'm just going to throw it right there. This takes 6 small sticks, which we don't have. And I'm going to drop some stuff here. Let's see. Yeah, like this stuff is so heavy. Drop that. Drop that. There we go. A couple pounds. Good enough. And we'll go cut down this big tree here because we're going to need a little bit of wood. There we go. And I'm going to go right to these regular sticks, harvest those up. I think if we harvest, 3 of them, we'll have 1 extra. Harvest that. And we'll take, that gives me 8 regular sticks, and that's what I need. Now you can come up, you can insert these into the fire. And there you go. Now it's built. Now, it's raining, right? Your fire is going to go out in the rain. So you want to build a shelter. So if it's raining like it is for me now, next thing I would do is craft up a wood frame. And I would just throw that right over top of it. I mean, if you're lucky enough to find a cave, that's great. You can just set up your fire in there or any type of other shelter that you come across. But it doesn't let you build a fire inside any of these buildings here at the drug lab. So you have to craft up your own. But if you can find something natural, even a rock that's hanging over, you can find little nooks and crannies throughout the jungle here that'll allow you to sneak a fire in and keep it dry. Now, when we cut down that tree, it left this little log right here. If you leave that log, this tree will grow back, and then you'll get more wood. If you take this log out, then you'll get another log out of it, but that tree won't grow back. So you have options there depending on what you're trying to do. If you want something to be gone forever, cut it all the way down. If you want to grow back, leave it there. Bamboo's not what I went with, but maybe it should have been. I could have built that shelter out of bamboo as well, but no, it's all right. Let me grab some rope because I'm going to need that. And I got to keep an eye on my energy. So my health bar is the top one, obviously, right? But the bottom one is my energy. That may have been obvious, sorry. but it's getting pretty low, and we don't want to pass out. If you pass out, you're going to get a worm. At least one, probably two. And then you're going to have to remove those worms, treat the wounds, all that jazz. So if you can avoid passing out, that is all for the best. Now, in an emergency situation, right, you are dead tired, you got no bed in sight, and you're about to pass out, you always have the option to take what I call a dirt nap. And so if you just go to sleep, but you wake up immediately, just like that, you'll get a little bit of energy, and you won't get a worm. If you go much longer, you're going to get a worm. And I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to go a little bit longer. Keep going. Wow. I'm going to wake up because it's daytime. And I didn't get a worm. That's the first time ever. Maybe that's a welcome to the jungle thing. But normally sleeping just on the dirt like that, you're going to get a worm. Now it's past day 1. But that's okay. We're going to keep going. I want to show you just a few more tips and tricks to get you started. Oh, I got to drop some more stuff off. That was a long walk back. Let's throw these guys in. Like so, and let's see what else I can drop here. All right, so this meat went bad. Perfect. So I'll typically leave at least one piece of meat just to go bad. I'll probably leave that other macaw meat to go bad as well because it doesn't give you a lot of protein when you eat it. Once it's gone bad or spoiled like this, you can expand and harvest, and you're going to get maggots out of this. So even more maggots to treat those infections if they come along. I'm sorry, what else can I drop here? Oh, this big old pot. All right, so we're going to put that pot on the fire there for now. And that's probably good enough. All right, so here's another tall tree. No, is that? Yeah, that's a tall tree. So we need 4 long sticks and 4 rope to finish the frame. So I'll cut that big guy down. We'll get 2 more long sticks here. And I think I have a couple more over there from the other tree. Let's see. Yeah, here's 1. Here's 2. Beautiful. I should take care of that. I don't know if I have enough rope on me. I do. Perfect. So we'll add these. There. Now our frame's done. From here, you got to build a roof. Right? It's going to rain again. When you start out in the game, it's the rainy season. And so you have a rainy season and you have a dry season. And you need to prepare for the dry season. Because it goes something like 20 days or something like that without any rain. And so that becomes quite a problem. Let's go get some palm fronds to finish this roof off. Every time, you may notice when I pick different stuff up that I keep getting new notebook entries. When you pick up different material like this, you're actually going to learn a few new recipes. So we learned the stand for the palm leaves on that, and I'm not sure, maybe something else, I may have missed it. But now the more you pick up, the more you're going to be able to craft. So if you find something, pick it up, right? Now, there's some exceptions to that. Don't go picking up poisonous frogs. That's a bad idea. Let's use common sense a little bit here. This game is pretty realistic, or it tries to be, right? But, I mean, stuff you're finding on the ground, it's good. There are also centipedes in the game, and centipedes come from leaving items on the ground too long. So like these sticks right now, let's see if I can get one. If I pick this stick up, and it's on Welcome to Jungle, so maybe not quite, but pretty quickly in green hell difficulty, you're going to get centipedes that will crawl on you and try and bite you and sting you if you pick up stuff that's been sitting on the ground for too long, which I kind of like. It's kind of a cool little, another realistic feature. That's just a vine, that's not a tree. Over here at the drug lab, I forgot to mention, is this trap as well. So if you come here, you can discover this trap, and then you can build it. This thing is the best trap in the game, in my opinion. It never fails on catching an animal, right? I'm going to walk away, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to have an animal in here in no time. There is usually a snake. Don't walk through your trap. It will hurt you. There's always a snake in this cocoa field. And I can't believe I found another cocoa field for the first time earlier. That was pretty cool. I love finding new stuff in this game, and it happens all the time. Alright, we gotta find more palms here. I got distracted. So this thing right here, this will also give you palms. And I know in PC you can just cut off the top. Yeah, but in console, it takes down the whole tree if you cut it, and it doesn't grow back. PC, that's a different story though. It'll just take down the palm fronds, and they'll regrow the palm fronds, which is a really cool feature. How many more of these do I need? There we go. So now, just in the nick of time, right? It started raining. We got our cover for our fire. Now I also have a watch in the bottom right hand corner of my screen there. That tells me there's something wrong with my stats. So if you go to your watch, you'll see I'm really low on water and protein's getting pretty low too. So I got to cook up some stuff. Now over here, we'll take a drink of this water, let that fill back up. While I'm starting my fire, I'm going to open up my backpack, grab this pot and just drop it out here. Now anything you have, coconut bowls, pots, turtle shells, just throw them out in the rain. They'll also collect water. And we'll just leave that there while we start our fire. Maybe it'll collect a little bit for us. So to use the hand drill, expand, use, and then you got to add either a bird's nest, fiber, or a dry leaf. Now dry leaves you'll get from cutting down little plants that are just like ground cover, and then letting them dry out in your backpack. You can also find dry leaves from the palm frond plants themselves, and maybe even the banana leaves, some of them at least. It'll say dry leaf. So now we have our fire going. If I come back here, got a little bit of water, I'll probably have more in here. If I open my backpack and leave it open, I can pick this up, drag it over, and place it right here. You have 2 spots on your campfire, but you'll notice you have 3 circles, right? If I put it here in the center, it's going to put that fire out. So you only have this one and this one on this side to actually utilize. Now 2 ways to cook this meat up, right? And really any of your food, well, most of your food. The best way, in my opinion, and this kind of messed up, but we're going to cook a turtle in his own turtle shell, is to make that soup. It cooks so much faster, and it actually gives you more stat levels. You can also just throw it on the fire, and it'll grill it up, but it takes way longer to do that, and the benefit from cooking up the soup is so much better. So I highly recommend that. Soup's done. Drink that. Man, that just gave us 25 hydration, 10 proteins, 5 fats, 12 energy, and plus 5 sanity, right? So that was huge. We're going to go ahead and grab this and put it back in the water collector right there. Now, you're set up, right? So it's day 2, almost noon. Took me a day and a half to kind of explain what I wanted to, but I really hope this was helpful for you guys. Just a few tips and tricks to get you going. If I happen to miss anything, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.